So it looks like Bet on My Stork is done with the fake progressive tap dance that he was doing. Shane Goldmacher says the following. Take a look. New, Beto O'Rourke will be holding private big money fundraisers. His campaign has not previously held any. Hosts are asked to raise $25,000 for a New York City event next month on May 13th. Whoa. So big money executives, $25,000 a pop per plate. This is what we're talking about here. He's done a complete 180. Now, when he was running against Ted Cruz, he was running a fake populist campaign. I say fake populist because he is kind of a fake populist. He's not a real populist. But he was hammering away, no corporate PAC money, I'm grassroots funded, and all that stuff. And so he almost beat Ted Cruz in Texas. A Democrat almost won in Texas because he was doing populism. Well, now he's like, Bernie Sanders got that lane locked down, so I can't compete with that shit. I need to raise big money. So what's he doing? Totally pivoting. And by the way, if you're skeptical to this point, you say, hey, Kyle, this isn't enough evidence. Maybe this isn't enough evidence. Maybe this is a one-off. We also learned this week that he named Jen O'Malley Dillon, a Barack Obama veteran, as his campaign manager. Literally going the Obama playbook. He's trying to be the next Obama. He thinks that that's the way to win, to be more centrist, to be more neoliberal and moderate. And then also the lead architects of his previous campaign, Becky Bond and Zach Mallitz, these were Bernie Sanders people. They left the campaign. Now, I don't know if they chose to leave or if Beto fired them, but either way, you draw the same conclusion. Either way, the vision is not what it was. The vision now is we can't go in that direction. We're going to try to do the more centrist lane, just like Biden, who, by the way, I'm pretty sure is announcing right this second as I talk to you guys. He's announcing. So he's announcing today that he's running. So you got these guys are centrist, the centrist lane. I'm going to make a prediction now, and I made it before, but I'm more convinced of it now than ever. The centrist who will give Bernie the best run, I think, will be Kamala. Now, right now, she's not polling well. That's a given. But I think Beto is going to flail, and he's going to tank because now he's not... The few little good things about him in terms of his strategy, he's turning his back on it. So he's done. Biden is going to... Every time he opens his mouth, he'll tank in the polls. It's happened the last 2 times he ran. And Mayor Pete, 15 minutes of fame right now. He ain't going anywhere. He's like Marco Rubio, but on the Democratic side. Too coached. Not populist. Doesn't really say anything. He's having his moment now, but it'll go away. I think it'll be Kamala and Bernie at the end. So we'll see what happens. But also, by the way, Beto, Kamala, and Booker all did the no corporate PAC money pledge, and they immediately went back on it. Now they're taking lobbyist money. And you got to be careful, guys, because a lot of this stuff has become a gimmick. So when we did Justice Democrats, we still are real deal Holyfield, where we say, hey, no corporate PAC money, but more importantly, we try to raise all the money through small dollar donors. A lot of these people are fakes, because what they do is they say, oh yeah, no corporate PAC money, but then what do? They turn around and they do these big money bundling dinners, which is basically the same effect as corporate PAC money, which is corruption. If you sit in a room with all these rich executives and you're taking thousands of dollars a pop, that's corruption. So what's not corruption? Small dollar donors, because you're going to represent the people, because it's the people funding you. So the best, in our corrupt system, the best stand-in for before we get clean elections and before we get money out of politics, the best thing you could hope for is have a politician who raises the most money from small dollar donations. What you have to watch out for is politicians who take corporate PAC money and politicians who do these big money bundling dinners. So those are the worst forms of corruption. And, there's some gray area too, by the way. Like anything over $200 as a donation is considered a big donation. So plenty of people give Bernie $300, $500, whatever, but there's no strings attached. So really what matters is the strings attached. Are there strings attached or are there not strings attached? In the case of Bernie, he even takes some PAC money, but it's union PAC money, so it's like less nefarious than corporate PAC money. So there is gray area in campaign finance, but here's what's for sure. For Beto O'Rourke, for a lot of these characters, they were doing a tap dance like, oh, yes, I'm grassroots funded, and they weren't, and they're not going to be moving forward.